Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I think it's over 6 months since I posted a video right here. But I'm back and thank God that we can do this again. So today we're talking about Canada PR in a layman's language. I'm explaining as realistic as possible. So this is your one-step guide if you want to begin Canada PR, especially for my nurses. And I'll localize it to African Nigerian nurses. So for nurses that want to begin PR, you think that when you have your license, that's all, but it doesn't cut it. Licensure is different from immigration for Canada. Licensure is different from immigration for Canada PR. So for nurses that have tried the USA, UK, and Canada is, fortunately for us, Canada is welcoming. So I want to explain this and break it down for you. Hi, I'm Nurse Angel, a nurse consultant, and I'm here to help nurses grow and navigate their careers internationally and locally. So because you think you're a licensed nurse, you can't just automatically get PR. Of course, so many people can't. So many people apply for PR. You don't have to be a nurse, any profession, and you can get PR. PR means permanent residence to go to Canada. So Canada is kind of underpopulated, and that's why they are welcoming people from all over the world to come in and work, mostly skilled workers, to come in and work in Canada to help build their population and build their economy. So, of course, we nurses now, we're part of the highest needs. We nurses now are in demand because, of course, healthcare is scarce everywhere, talk less of in Canada. For nurses, it's not just automatic. You can't just sit down and say, because I'm a nurse, I'll apply and I'll get invited. No, it doesn't work that way. When you want to go to Canada, you need to consider these 5 things. If you're going through the permanent residence system, the express entry route, you need to consider that you're going to have to evaluate your age, your experience, your relationship status, your English, and your education. If you also have siblings or family in Canada, that's going to count. All these things I said are under what we call the comprehensive ranking system. Some people think just because they have IELTS, that's all, West, that's all. No, it doesn't start there. But the first step in beginning your express entry application is getting your West evaluated and taking the IELTS exam. You can do this concurrently, meaning you pay for West and while it's going on, then you get your IELTS also. You read for and write your IELTS. For IELTS, we're not just talking about licensure requirements IELTS that you can get at least a 7 and you're good. Sadly, for immigration purposes, it has to be high because you are competing with so many people outside Nigeria, outside Africa. Canada uses this comprehensive ranking system to see who can enter Canada through this permanent residency route. So it's highly competitive. So you have to take the IELTS general and you have to get a very good score. If your IELTS is not good enough, this is the time where you should be considering getting your French exam. You can use 3 to 6 months for beginners, maybe for people that did French in high school or primary school, and learn French and take the French professional exam so that it can, just like for IELTS, the French professional exam is this, and it's also used to rank to see if it's, and you have to be at least a CEL band 7, 6 to 7. So we people that want to go to the US always want to go through the permanent residence system, that's the EB3 visa. So for Canada, it's more simpler and it's more explained. You can get all of this information I'm saying on your IRCC website. I'm going to drop the link here and also drop the link in my bio. There are so many videos on Canada PR, but I'm making this to explain it more to you in a layman language so that you understand it better and things you can do to increase your score. Like I said, the first thing to do is to get your IELTS and then get your WES. When you have that, you can apply. Application is free. But when you apply and you are now invited, meaning your scores were ranked high enough, mostly I would say aim for a score that is above 400 points. If your score is not above, they'll still let you apply and they'll give you information and tell you if, okay, you meet the requirements. Before you can even begin the application, there's a part on the website that allows you to check your score. It will be like you're applying afresh and tell you your score based on the points you upload. Then if you meet up the requirements and you're successful, it's now you can now apply and know that your application will go through. After your IELTS and your WES and you've applied, Canada will now reach back to you and tell you if you have an invitation or not. Like I said, it's highly competitive. To get a higher score, there are things you can do to increase your chances of getting invited to apply for the permanent residency. And some things you can do, like I said, is get your French professional exam, get more experience. The higher your experience, the higher the score. Get a master's degree if you don't already have a BSc degree, because BSc is like most people have BSc. If you don't have a BSc, for my nurses that just have RN diploma, it may be hard. For most nurses who wanted to go to the US that passed their NCLEX, this is a time where you can move licensure to Canada. Like I said, immigration and licensing are two separate things. You are working on your immigration while also working on your licensure. You already have NCLEX, meaning you've done the main thing. Now you just have to pay for a board. Let's use Alberta, that's CRNA, College of Registered Nurses of Alberta. When you now register with them, pay their fee, meet up other requirements, because you still have to do your NMCN verification with them or NNAS. And also, most of the time, they waive the English exam and prove to them that, okay, give them your police reports, and then send your NCLEX results to them. If you've done that, the best thing for you to do at this point to boost your score would be to apply for a provincial nominee program, preferably under the board which you are licensed with. That's for Alberta now. So when you register with them, of course, it's not free. The PNP programs range from about 300 to 1,500 Canadian dollars. So all these things is money and time intensive. So we're doing this PNP program so that you can be nominated to the Express Entry Board. If your point was like 300 or 350 with just your normal details, it will increase significantly by 600 points if you get a PNP program. For like master's degrees, a better English score, it increases like 50 to 100 points or 30 to 100 points. So you see the difference. Why for nurses, PNP program is that boost that you need. So most nurses that have NCLEX, most nurses that have already licensed with USA, but because USA is not welcoming for Nigerian immigrants, consider getting your PNP and moving application to Canada. The price for Canada PR, if you are invited to apply, that's when the money and time starts coming in. But I won't advise you to apply if you have not planned and prepared and gotten all the necessary documents ready, because if you are invited to apply, you have 60 to 90 days to submit all the documents that Canada would request for. And if there's any fault or lie found in any document you've provided, you'll be banned, and that's where your Canadian pathway will end. So I'm going to end this video here so it's not too long, and we'll do a part 2 for me to explain what happens after you've got an invitation to apply at the next process. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Thank you for watching.